Let's talk about punctuation and grammar rules. So this is how punctuation affects grammatical correctness and sentence clarity. By the end of this presentation, you will be able to identify each type of punctuation and explain the importance of how they change the meaning and the tone of a sentence. So the first thing we're going to do is look at two sentences that say the same thing and the only difference is the punctuation used. And we're going to see the difference of the meaning of both of them. So the first sentence, the teacher said the student is wrong. This is saying that the student is wrong and the teacher is the one who said it. Now the bottom one, the teacher said the student is wrong. This is saying that the teacher is wrong and the student is the one who is saying it. So just by adding in commas, we're changing who we're talking about in the sentence. The next one, let's eat grandma, or let's eat grandma. The first one is saying to eat grandma, while the second one is telling grandma, let's eat. The next one is 3 sentences just changing the end punctuation. So the top one, you're going. The second one, you're going. And the third one, you're going. So you see that the meaning and the tone of each of these sentences changed just based on whether it was a period, whether it was a question mark, or whether it was an exclamation point. Next, I love cooking my family and my dog, or I love cooking my family and my dog. The first one is saying that you love cooking your family and you love cooking your dog, while the second sentence says you love cooking, you love your family, and you love your dog. So this matters because punctuation is what guides a reader through ideas that's expressed in writing. It tells the readers when to stop, it tells them when to slow down, it tells them when to speed up, and it conveys the tone. These are all important for properly structuring your ideas. So without the proper punctuation, text is difficult to read and can cause misunderstandings, like we saw multiple times throughout the examples. So let's just go over the different types. A comma creates a small pause to separate ideas. A period creates a full stop at the end of a declarative sentence. Next, an exclamation point. It's used to express surprise or as an exclamation. It also is used when someone is supposed to be talking loudly or shouting. And then a question mark is used when asking a direct question. Next, a colon is used after a word to introduce an example, to introduce an explanation, or to introduce another phrase that explains the first phrase. And then a semicolon is used as a pause, which is a little stronger than a comma, but not as definitive as the period. So this is used where two clauses are related to each other and can be written as one sentence because they're closely connected. So let's practice doing these. Number 1, she finished her work, she went to bed. What's this missing? Well, it's a run-on between work and she, and it also doesn't have punctuation at the end. So you would correct this by saying, she finished her work, period. She went to bed, period. Number 2, we bought apples, potatoes, and bread. You have a list here and nothing in between to break up this list. So to correct this, you would say, we bought apples, potatoes, and bread with commas in between. Next, number 3, watch out, there's a car coming. With this sentence, or with these sentences, you're exclaiming something, you're telling something important. So these periods don't really convey the correct tone. So to change this, we would say, watch out, exclamation point, there's a car coming, exclamation point again. And then finally, number 4, what time does the game start? You're asking a question, but putting a period at the end like it's declarative. So to change this, we would add a question mark. what time does the game start? And that would correct it. Next, you're going to have the opportunity to write your own paragraph using each type of punctuation. So you're going to write 5 to 7 sentences and have all of these at least once. So make sure to include a period, a comma, a question mark, an exclamation point, a colon, and a semicolon. After you have this written, I want you to highlight each time you use this punctuation so you can see that you have each one covered and you can see where they're at. After you have this written, I want you to write another sentence that you create that needs punctuation corrections, and then I want you to rewrite that sentence using the correct punctuation. So I'll show you an example first. Today, I'm going to the library. Here we have a comma after today to break up the sentence, make a small pause, and then a period at the end of the sentence because this is just a declarative statement. Do you want to come with me? We have a question mark at the end of this because it is asking a question. Do you want to come with me? I would love it if you did. Here we have an exclamation point. Now let's look at the difference if it would have a period. I would love it if you did. Or, I would love it if you did. The simple change between a period and an exclamation point makes all the difference in the tone for the reader. Next, I'm going to look for several different books, a romance, a mystery, and a memoir. So here we have a colon, and then we have our list where we separate it by commas. A romance, comma, a mystery, comma, and a memoir. Lastly, I also might stay there and read. It's a peaceful place. Here we have 2 independent sentences. I also might stay there and read. And then, it's a peaceful place. And we're connecting them with a semicolon because they're closely connected and don't need that full period stop. Now moving on to the sentence that's wrong and corrected. The wrong sentence is, I'm really excited so maybe I'll find something good. Here, there's no pauses, there's no end punctuation when there needs to be a pause and you have to have your end punctuation. So to correct this, I'm really excited, so maybe I'll find something good. So now you can write your own paragraph following each of these rules. So by now you can identify when to use a period, comma, question mark, exclamation point, colon, and semicolon, and you can also explain how each of these changes the meaning of a sentence. Here are some extra sources.